Welcome to JMW's Inside Man YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Now, Richard Glover is a partner within JMW's property litigation team, and Richard has had a positive result in court recently. So, Richard, what happened in the case?
Yeah, so we were successful in defending an appeal from a decision that we got in the county court. We were acting for a tenant, and the case was brought against us by a landlord. And the context of this is that we were applying for an assignment or consent for an assignment from the landlord so that we could pass our lease on to a third party.
And we might all think we know what assigning a lease is, but what actually is it?
So it's essentially the sale of a lease. So if you are a tenant in a commercial premises under a lease, the lease would normally permit you to give that lease to somebody else. Now, if you think of it as a sale, you are essentially selling your right to occupy and trade from that property to somebody else.
So what did the court decide in this case?
So it was a very important decision. So what the court decided was that whilst it may have been appropriate on the information which the landlord had to refuse consent to this assignment, the landlord actually acted unreasonably during the process of considering the application, and therefore that amounted to a breach of his statutory obligation to deal with these applications in a reasonable way.
And so does that mean, without putting you on the spot, Richard, that landlords need to tread carefully in future?
Landlords absolutely need to tread carefully. Yeah, this decision shows it's as much about the process as the decision itself. So landlords need to make sure that they are acting as reasonably as possible when dealing with any applications. Even if they reach the right decision, that may still mean that they are in breach of their obligation to act reasonably in considering the application.
And good news for you, more importantly, good news for your client. How can you and the property litigation team help, well, both landlords and tenants?
Yeah, well, we deal with lots of these types of matters. So we advise landlords regularly on applications for an assignment of a commercial lease from a tenant, and we act on the tenant side as well. So we'd be able to navigate both landlords and tenants through that process. And with the benefit of this claim, obviously advise on how you approach those applications for consent.
Richard, thank you for your insight. And if you'd like to contact Richard and the property litigation team here at JMW Solicitors, you can email insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. Please also subscribe to the JMW Inside Man YouTube channel for the latest legal news, hints and tips. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.